Naked Jews. Okay. Oh, is there something?
I got naked at the store today.
Haha. There's something floating inside my soda.
I blame your toothbrushing habits.
No, I'm looking at it. It's like orange. Wait,
Ew.
don't. I can't turn the bottle without trying to. Because it goes with the bottle as I turn it.
So turn your head.
I'm done drinking this. It's nasty. I don't know what it is.
I wonder how long it's been floating in there.
That's a good question. I don't know.
You've been drinking it this whole time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not gonna think about that. That's gross, Rachel. You're nasty.
Well, you seem to like me.
Oh, obviously. Oh, funny. So you know, 99.9 back in Seattle, the radio station,
Yeah.
like the men's room and rock and roll and stuff like that.
Yes, I listened to it. You've heard me listen to the men's room
I know,
in my car radio all the time. Yeah.
Just making sure.
Okay.
So just random question. Do you, what is it? Do you like their page on Facebook or not?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you don't have to then. Okay, so that makes it easier for me. Okay, so anyways, so every week they put up this thing called, it's titled like Who Sucks Less? And they give you 3 scenarios. What? Haha, funny. Wow, I'm not even gonna edit that out. That was, wow. Oh my gosh, I am trying to have a civil conversation, and you bring in sex. Wow. Okay.
Well,
Anyways, I'm not even gonna go there. Okay. So, anyways, so they have a thing called like
now
Who
I got
Sucks
your
Less,
mind going on that. Yeah, great. Okay.
and
Continue.
okay,
just gonna take off my
I'm
shoes.
trying to do that. And so they give you so you're given 3 scenarios, and you have to decide which one sucks less, basically. And so I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna give you the 3 scenarios, and you tell me which one sucks less. Okay?
Okay, sounds good. I'm just
Let me.
moving. There we go.
Let me. You ready? So I'm gonna read through all of them. Okay.
Okay.
So the first one. A man leaves his 9-month-old daughter in the car while he goes to get a lap dance at an LA strip club. Number 2. Colorado pastor says on his weekly radio show that Girl Scout leaders should be executed for supporting the gays. And number 3. Family thrown off flight because their child booster seat didn't comply with the federal safety regulations.
Which one sucks more or less?
Less.
Probably the family on the flight because of the booster seat, because that's not like, it's just a regulation thing. It's not like a, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on where they were going, if they were trying to fly to see a family member. I mean, that's a very specific, like, case thing, but it's just like, because, I mean, the guy leaving his 9-month-old daughter in a car while going to get a lap dance somewhere, that's just, that is probably the worst thing. Like, that's
It's just bad parenting.
That's just bad parenting, and just like, and no. I mean, you don't leave your kid in the car for any reason longer than like 2 minutes if they're old enough.
Yeah.
If they're old enough, you don't leave them in the car. So, that's just bad all around. And then, what was the other one? The other one was
Colorado pastor. A Colorado pastor says on his weekly radio show that Girl Scout leaders should be executed for supporting gays.
Well, they didn't actually execute anybody, and that's just a pastor being, stupid in how they're, directing the issue and whatever, that's not, nothing actually happened, but that's not something he should have said. So I guess maybe that one sucks less, because nothing actually happened.
Fun fact, all these are true stories.
Why doesn't that surprise me? Like, that doesn't surprise me at all.
So the way I see...
So...
Oh, go ahead, continue. You can continue what you're saying.
No, I'm done.
Oh, okay. So the way I see it is like, honestly, I think the third one's the least sucky, the family one, because
Yeah.
the way I see it, the first one, it's not even bad parenting. That's just wrong on so many levels, and it's like that guy doesn't deserve to have a kid anymore. He should be like thrown away without the key. That's just he shouldn't even have custody at this point. The kid should
Yeah.
never see her father again at this point. That's just, I mean, that's a little extreme,
You're a
but
little extreme, but I got you. Yeah.
but
No,
you
it's
get what I
fine.
mean. And
Yeah.
so then the Colorado one, it's like
Regardless of what he was doing. Yeah.
the Colorado one, it's like sure I might not agree with like the LGBTQAI whatever it is now.
I don't even know.
They add more letters to it, by the way.
I know
I-
they did,
I-
which is why I think they just call it the like, what do they call it now? They call it something in Seattle. It's like the something community,
Probably the gay.
not the
community.
LGBTQ, but like it's an actual like it's a word.
It's probably the gay community. I don't know. The
like that.
rainbow
I don't know.
pride community. Anyways, it's like sure nobody's executed. It's like sure I don't agree with their lifestyle and all their ideas and stuff like that, but it's like
Right.
that's just not something you do. You just don't say like, oh, they should
Like,
die
I
because
mean-
of this. It's like,
I just think, and the thing is, he was saying that a Girl Scout leader
mhm.
should be executed for supporting something, which that's ridiculous. I mean, sure, I don't agree with that's supporting that thing either, but that's what they want to support, so they can support it if they want. That's their
Mhm.
choice, and we shouldn't. That has nothing to do with,
Mhm.
whether they should be punished for it. That's just stupid. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Retarded.
The third one, it should have been. They should have worded it how like on the Who Sucks Less thing where they say them, because I looked at all the links for them. The third one, that one, just from looking at what they said, I think it sucks less because it's like they lost money on it when the other two didn't lose money at all. I
Yeah.
mean, he probably lost it putting in the strippers' clothing, but like
Well, I mean, that's assuming he had money to begin with. So.
gas, I don't know, baby formula.
don't
But
know.
anyways, so the other ones lost money because they had to pay to get on the flight, and then they can't be on the flight,
Right.
and then to go
Well, they don't.
buy
the
another
thing
ticket,
is,
they have to get
tell
another.
you. They don't tell you if they like refunded their tickets or anything because of a security thing. Like it wasn't like someone was being rambunctious and got thrown off the flight for that. They didn't really get thrown off a flight. They just didn't have a safety security thing that they needed, and so they were told they couldn't be on a flight. That's not. They worded that weird. You're right. They should have worded it differently.
That's
Unless
not.
they actually got thrown off.
That's not what I was saying about how they word.
Oh.
Would you like me to read you the article?
You can link it to me if you'd like.
I can read it. It'll be easier.
Okay.
Give me a second. I gotta type it out. I should have typed this out. It's so long. There it is. So, the way that it was actually went down is a little more sketchy. The actual article title says Muslim family seeks apology after being forced off United flight. It was
Okay, that makes power just flickered. That kind of makes more sense now. I
Mhm.
mean, it's still horrible, but yeah.
Yeah, it's still bad. I mean, it could potentially be like it could be a racial issue, or not racial because that's Arabs, but it'd be like a religion type of issue.
No, I
But
got you.
it could be that, but the airline is sticking behind the idea. It's like, okay, well, there was nothing about race or religion. It was just they
The car seat
didn't have the
itself.
right car seat
Mhm.
or the right booster seat, and I guess the father of the family asked somebody why they couldn't be on the flight or something like that, and I guess it was the pilot. He said, well, it's my decision. It's a safety flight issue, and they got
This just sounds like something that got really blown out of proportion because they happen to be Muslim, and so they're like thinking that they're being racially profiled, which may or may not have been the truth. Honestly, some people now, especially working in the flight industry, it's hard not to racially profile people like that because of the history of what has happened so far with flight and moms and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a, classic case of, they happen to actually, like, the car seat was the issue, but they make it into something more than that because they think they're being racially profiled, which could be true. I'm not saying it couldn't have been happening, but that's not the point of what they, I don't know. It's a mess.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, not there, so I don't know exactly what
Right.
exactly went down. But
Sorry, my computer decides to just pop up with my email randomly. So there we go. Okay.
nice. I was looking at the comments on these too, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people were just like, okay, 2 can't be true, and then they're like, well, number 3, here's why, and all that. And I'm pretty sure, there were some that were actually in favor of number 2. Yeah, here it is.
Well,
This person said number 2 sucks the least because the pastor is a bigot and was just expressing his freedom of speech. Number 3 comes in second because the booster seat not meeting federal flight regulations had an immediate effect on the family. And number 1 is by far the worst. Shame on you, Dad, for putting sickness before your child. And somebody else mentioned 3 doesn't suck at all. The airline doesn't want to be responsible for the child injury death. Not to mention their hand was forced. It did not meet federal standards, aka the government would have been up their asses if they had let the people on. Resolved perfectly fine.
exactly, which is what I said. But they omitted the fact that the family was Muslim, though, didn't they, on the radio show?
It's just like a screen, like the 3 things just popping up on the screen. So
Does it say a family or a Muslim family?
The article itself says a Muslim family.
But what does the 99.9 thing say?
Their thing, I read it exactly to you. So it just said
It just
family.
says the family.
Yeah.
So they omitted that fact, which sways people's arguments for why things suck less. Because for a Muslim family, it's different because of the racial profiling thing, or religion, whatever.
Well, also, I mean, just when I was looking at the picture itself, it looked like it was all kind of crammed in, so they didn't have much space.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance there was that. They probably were just like, okay, we can't put in everything on this, but they're providing the links anyways. So yeah, they were really, I don't think they could fit another word in there.
No, I gotcha. I'm not saying they should have added that in. I'm just saying because they omitted it, it kind of sways what you think about the issue. So it's an omitted variable.
Yeah, it looks like for just in terms of the thing that looking at past ones too, they try and keep it at 3 lines on here, and just for I don't know, space maybe. I don't know.
It makes sense. I'm not knocking them for not putting it in. It just I think that really just changes the issue,
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
But for their
it's
purposes,
not just.
It's fine.
They're trying to keep consistency because one, it has all 4, so. They have some
good.
interesting stuff. A couple days ago, they posted this other thing on here. It said, what is it? How do you pronounce the word grocery? Is it grocery or grocery?
Grocery.
That's a good point. I say grocery, but I mean
It depends on how quickly I'm saying it.
grocery. I don't think I've ever said grocery.
Groceries.
It's almost
Groceries.
to me grocery. Saying grocery is
Groceries.
to me.
I'm trying to put it in context. Sorry.
To me, it's almost like the whole Z and S thing that, the British English and the American English. Though I do the S. I don't know why. It just comes to me as an S. I'm just like, Z looks weird.
Wait, for what word?
For realize, I always put an S. I never use Z.
I always put an S too. I noticed that the other day. I was writing something for a group project and they were like, don't you mean to put a Z there? I was like, oh yeah.
I think it's because I rubbed off on you that one time because you're just like, well, you put an S, it's a Z, I'm stupid. And I'm just like, I've always written.
I didn't call you stupid.
You might, I don't know. But it was paraphrase. I'm not saying you're mean. I'm paraphrasing. But,
From what?
I paraphrase a lot lately. I paraphrased the whole I want to get into a fight story thing the other day.
I paraphrase college.
I paraphrase life.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I've never said grocery. I've always
It's
said
groceries.
grocery. I mean, I don't know.
Though, like, I've read books where, like, they talk about the person working at a grocery store as a grocer. Like, GROCER.
Grocer. That just sounds like such a grosser word.
Like, I'm just like, I can't pronounce it grocer because it sounds weird. But grocer, it doesn't sound right. And I'm just like, they're a person that works at a grocery store. They're a cashier. They're a whatever they're doing, but they're not a grocer.
Okay. I think I just found something that blew the doors wide open on this little debate. Just hang on.
Okay.
I closed out Facebook. I gotta open it up again.
Is it like a? It's got to be like a
Okay.
like a regional accent kind of thing. Like people just say it differently.
So apparently both of those are wrong according to the dictionary. It's grocery.
Grocery.
Grocery. Not grocery.
Grocery?
Not grocery or grocery. It's grocery.
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 Groceries.
Grocery.
Ah. You know what?
It comes
I'm gonna say groceries,
It
and I'm
comes-
gonna like it.
it comes from the old French grocery. Gosh. Dang, they're just both wrong.
Well, you know what? I like the way I say it. And you can't change me. Stupid dictionary.
I like how dictionary.com also has like the word value for grocery and Scrabble and Words with Friends on here. Like not even kidding.
They know what we use dictionaries for.
There's like, oh, obviously.
Because here's the thing. Oh, I lost my headphone. Here's the thing. I don't ever crack a dictionary unless I'm trying to prove that a word exists. So
I know, right?
right. That's literally it. So I mean, they know.
They also have the word of the day.
Ooh, what's today's word of the day?
I'm going to pronounce this so wrong. It's mudja-school. Mudju. It's either mudja-school or mudju-school. I don't know.
What website are you on? I'm gonna look that up.
Oh, dictionary.com. It means large as either capital or uncial letters. Unseal? Unseal? I'm going to have to look up unseal now.
Unsel?
Unseal. It's unseal.
Oh, Magischool.
Magischool?
Magiscule. Magiscule.
Magischool. Okay. And then it's unseal.
It's large, as in either capital or unsealed letters. So
Bingo.
the point of that word just basically means, so think of like, so minuscule means like little, tiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Magiscule is like huge.
Yep.
It's the opposite of minuscule.
Hmm.
Like majestic is large, and you get it. Poor connection.
Wait.
Great.
Majestic is large.
Well, think like majestic, like it's, you think of like a, I don't know, like a king who's like at the top, who's like the biggest, the whatever,
True.
right?
But what
But then
would be
minuscule.
what would be the opposite
is-
of majestic though?
Loser. I don't know.
I'm just gonna keep Google open. Opposite
Right? Like, what's the opposite
of
of majestic?
I can't even spell majestic right. Opposite of majestic. I looked up opposite majestic and it just gave me the definition for majestic. Okay. The antonyms are modest and wretched.
Wretched.
Whatever.
Wretched. Wretched.
Unseal.
Wretched is another word for vomited. Unseal. Like pronounce, like it's for pronouncement purposes.
Yeah, I know. I just had to look that one up to see how to say it when I was reading you the definition. I used dictionary.com's word of the day to look, or I used dictionary.com to look up a word in the word of the day.
That's
It's
awesome.
like Inception.
I used to do, okay, so I had like a, that corkboard that used to hang in my dorm room. I used to do a word of the day.
I remember
It was
that.
awesome. I used Merriam-Webster dictionary online though. I'm gonna look it up on there and see if they have a different word.
I don't know.
Dictionary and thesaurus.
It's probably a different word.
Let's see.
I highly doubt they do
Hurry
the
up and
same.
load. I don't think
What-
they do, but I just want to see
what-
what theirs is.
Is that Webster?
What?
Webster's dictionary?
Merriam-Webster.
Merriam.
Merriam-Webster.
Mary. I don't even have to spell it. Google finished it.
Congratulations. Word of the day today is exasperate.
I hate that word.
Which is... Why?
It's just so
like that word.
annoying. And it just makes me angry.
Does it make you think of Steven?
No, I was making a joke. Because that's...
Oh.
Read to make someone very angry or annoyed.
It makes you exasperated.
Oh my gosh,
It exasperates you.
Guess what? You're one of the trending nows. You're so gullible.
I'm one of the trending nows?
On the trending now, gullible is trending. It also says it's in the dictionary, we promise. There you go.
Okay.
I gotcha. Rotten bro.
All right.
Jeez, these dictionary websites. Play Scrabble Sprint now. Oh my goodness. No.
Why is there a picture of weed?
Where?
It says trending at Merriam-Webster week
I just
4 of 4-3. What people looked up this week and has a picture of marijuana on here.
Because probably everyone
I
wants
think
it
it's
legalized.
marijuana.
Okay,
I guess.
I'm gonna have to
What
look.
people looked up this week? Let's look at words that people looked up this week.
Wait.
So-
Hang on. Where's this thing that you said that you saw? Is that the green thing? Because that's
Doobie.
a 4-leaf clover. I'm pretty sure.
No, it says we saw a spike in lookups for Doobie on April 6th. We're not sure why.
Oh, there it is. You mean the 3rd?
No, it says April 6th.
This is week of 4. Okay, okay, never mind. It is.
Click on the link, you dork.
I did. Yeah, that's marijuana.
Yeah, I was just like, why is that on my dictionary page?
Also, communism spiked on 4/4.
So here's this is this week's top lookups were driven by. Actually, we're not sure what everyone was smoking. They have a sense of humor, isn't that great?
That's too good.
So encrypt. Communism.
Yep.
Rotten Borough. Doobie.
Doobie Brothers.
However, why did lookups for Doobie spike on April 6th? Yes, we have a definition for Doobie. No, we have no idea why so many people were looking this up on a Wednesday afternoon. If you think you know why, let us know in the comments below. What? I cannot hear you. My headphone fell out. What?
I said Doobie Brothers, so I started singing Long Train Running.
I've been out of pep for too long. I can't do it.
You don't have to be. It's just that's a classic.
It is a classic, but I didn't listen to it before that point, so.
How did you not turn on the radio? That song's like mainstream classic rock. If that's even a thing.
Mainstream classic rock.
I don't think that's a thing. This is mainstream pop now.
Right. Okay, so 98.9 now
Yeah.
is rock and roll.
Yeah, I know.
It's rock. It's not.
I was in your car when you turned it on.
Oh yeah.
I think I can remember one of the songs. One of the songs was a Jimi Hendrix song. It might have been Purple Rain, or Purple Haze.
Purple Haze.
Haze.
Purple Rain.
It's like the same thing. Just they're both 4 letters long. They're both 4 letters.
They're both drug induced. No, I'm just kidding.
They're both 4 letters, so my arguments sound.
No.
Yes. They're exactly the same. They have 4 letters.
No.
They both start with purple.
No. You start with purple.
No, okay. I don't see how that makes sense.
It wasn't supposed
I don't even know. Were you smoking weed? What's going on, Rachel? No.
Weed buddies.
Donnie. Oh man.
Great.
Oh boy. I thought he had his headphones on too. I thought you had your headphones on, so I had like no clue because those things are like noise canceling. And he's got this ear off, so he can interject at times. Is that the right word?
Donnie.
Rachel says hi. Donnie waved and smiled, and went back to picking his nose.
Creepy.
I'm kidding. He didn't do that. But he laughed when I did that. He went.
heard that.
Oh man. Oh man, it was so awkward earlier. So I went to the market to pick up some milk so I could make some pasta stuff that I had. I totally did not know I had until before I went to the market. Anyways, I picked up some milk for it and picked up a couple sodas and stuff. And I went to go make the pasta. And I was like, I'm just gonna like bring my laptop. I'm just gonna blast some music. And I get over there and there's somebody waiting for the stove and somebody who's using like every single burner on the stove to make a sandwich.
I'm sorry, what?
Like they were like grilling things on there, like on every single burner or something.
What kind of a sandwich is this person making?
I don't know, but it looked pretty good. But I'm.
You should have asked her to make you one.
No, it had vegetables in it.
Oh, you picky.
No, it had good
Cooper.
vegetables, but still. So like I kind of walked in. I'm just like, okay. I'm thinking like at first like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to play any music because there's a guy waiting for the stove. I thought he was with the chick at first, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And so I was like, is it okay if I use one of the burners? And the girl's like, oh yeah, sure, and just starts actually like taking things off the burners. And the guy just kind of stares at me for a second.
He's probably been standing there like waiting for like ever and didn't think to ask her to borrow.
I don't know. So like he just kind of like stares at me for a second. So I kind of just like walk to the only open free space on the counter, which is between the sink and the microwave, which is literally like half a foot wide, and it's like completely wet there too. So I'm like putting
It was, yeah.
I'm just like putting my stuff there, and I put some stuff on top of like the little 2 inches the microwave sticks out from underneath the cabinet, and so I'm just kind of like prepping my stuff, and it's just really awkward because it's a small area and stuff. So I'm like kind of just like standing there, just like really awkward, just like reading the directions over and over and over again, just to make sure I have enough water or milk or whatever in it. And the girl, she finally cleans out everything and leaves, and the guy like just goes over, picks up a pan of water by the sink, and just puts on the stove, and just goes back to where he was. And so I was thinking like, okay, it's not really awkward anymore. It's just some guy making spaghetti because he had some spaghetti noodles out. So I'm making my stuff, and next you know, it was my neighbor who was in there. That was her boyfriend. And they started getting all lovey-dovey while I'm standing there making my food. So I'm like, okay, I can't take this off the burner right now. It's going to be the most nasty pasta in the world. Like, it won't be edible. And so I'm standing there. It's like, I gotta stand there for like 15 minutes through them lovey-dovey cuddling right by the stove. It was so, I ended up taking my stuff off like 2 minutes early, which I think was okay because I had it on high for a little too long. So it was probably a good thing, but I ended up just like leaving. I'm just like, that was so weird.
Not weird, just awkward, man. Like,
Well,
dude.
awkward, weird. Yeah, it was just like, okay, I can't go anywhere. Or else my stuff's gonna like explode. Well, it won't explode,
Yeah.
but boil over or burn or something. But it was just like, really? I mean, you couldn't like make your spaghetti, eat it, and then go back to the room and do your stuff then? You had to put it on display for me? I mean, I didn't order a show with my dinner.
And if you did, it wasn't gonna be a rom-com.
Yeah.
So.
Some people.
Right?
I mean, I've gone in there to like, there's one time I went in there to pop popcorn, and there was literally like a party going on in there. Like a ton of people. Half of them don't even live in this dorm. I almost said in
Awkward.
Dressler, which they probably all live in Dressler. But anyways, totally different dorm. But there's like 25 people in there. I'm thinking like, okay, so I'm like stepping over people sitting on the floor. I'm just like, you guys using the microwave? I'm like, oh no, sure, go ahead, use the microwave. I'm just like, okay, so it's like awkward standing there with people like making food around me and like everyone's laughing and playing games. So I'm just like, I'm just popping my popcorn. Don't mind me.
It's great.
There's always the weirdest people. There's one time I was grabbing my laundry. I was coming down the hallway and the door to the kitchen was open, and there's a guy just sitting there staring straight out. So I have to walk down the hall staring at this guy for like 10 seconds of my walk, as he's just staring back into my soul. I don't
Awkward.
know. Yeah, we get weird people here sometimes.
Yeah. Sorry, I was listening, I promise, but I was also kind of just thinking and zoning a little bit, so.
It happens.
Like, I totally, like, I was listening, but I wasn't actually, like, here. Sorry. Like,
It happens.
that ever happened to you?
How do you think I survived Thanksgiving weekend at my aunt's and uncle's house?
True.
I just go in and out of conversations like, okay, they switch topics, they're talking about this now, okay, go, just pretend I'm listening and answer, oh yeah, I totally agree, or something like that every once in a while, but I'll just go back to Facebook and Netflix and...
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
oh, they changed the topic again. Oh yeah. Oh no, I haven't seen that show. Tell me about it. Back to Facebook.
I just feel bad because, I mean, you're totally telling me a story and now I'm just like, what?
What?
Like,
I totally did not get what you just said. I just totally zoned out for like the past 20 minutes.
Funny.
We were talking about dictionaries. What? Nice.
Yeah, we were talking about dictionaries.
We were. That's not a lie. The awkward silence of every video is now happening. Oh, you watched the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What did you think?
I wasn't impressed. I mean, I don't know. The thing about the other Star Wars movie was that it was such a long time coming that we were, like, just like, oh my god, I can't wait till it gets here. And then we finally see the trailer and we're like, oh my god, it was awesome. This one doesn't have that effect because it did, you know, it's not, we knew they were going to make more. And so it wasn't like we were, you know, waiting 10, 15, however many years that was.
But we all knew they were making
you know?
we all knew they were making episode 7 after episode 3 ended. Because they said they were going to make 7, 8,
yeah,
9.
Right, but they didn't tell us when, and then after Disney bought it, we were like, oh crap, right? Or like, we weren't sure what they were going to do with it.
Princess Leia's now a true princess.
Stop it. But, I don't know. I wasn't as thrilled about Rogue One. I kind of just saw the trailer. I was like, okay. You know, they just, it seems almost like a stereotypical storyline for what's popular right now.
Well, I mean, like, you know the outcome of the movie because of episode 4. So right. I think that plays an effect. I mean, I wasn't overly impressed, but I was impressed by the trailer. I mean, they could have probably...
No, the trailer itself was great. Like, you know, like, the production quality was great.
Well, yeah.
And, you know, I'm excited to see it. Like, I'll still see it. But I wasn't as thrilled.
I was pretty thrilled. The thing for me is, like, with The Force Awakens, when that came out, I was excited. I mean, I was excited for Rogue One, too. But The Force Awakens came out, like, the trailer, and I was excited. And the whole time I was kind of just, like, on the edge of my seat watching it. And then right when... the Millennium Falcon did the little twist thing, right then, that was about halfway point, I think, in the trailer. Right then, goosebumps, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I was super thrilled. And I had goosebumps the rest of the trailer until, like, and then afterwards they all went away. For Rogue One, I was watching, I was like, okay, yeah, okay. And then I didn't get the goosebumps until the title came up where it said Rogue One at the very end. So it's like, to me, it wasn't as impressive as, like you said, how it's like it's kind of a long time coming, but it wasn't as impressive, but I'm still almost equally as excited. But at the same time, I guess, like I said, it kind of factors in about how, you know, like episode 7, you're just like, I don't know what's going to happen because it's canonical.
You're looking for chronological.
Canon. It was non-canon. We'll just go with that. It was non-canon, but then you have this one, which it's technically non-canon, but it is. But you also know, okay, they are going to get the Death Star plans because that's how 4. They're like, oh, we have the Death Star plans thanks to our elite fighter people.
Right, and so it's, yeah. Which, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited. I'm also, like, while I do enjoy Star Wars and I am a Star Wars fan, I'm not as diehard as some people. And so, and I know you're, like, more so than I am. You're not, like, completely diehard, but, like, you...
Oh, I'm nowhere close to, like, Parker. He knows every creature.
You have more of an appreciation for it than I do. And, I mean, I it's not like I don't know Star Wars stuff. You know, it's not like I'm just, you know, the girlfriend of someone going, oh, I like Star Wars. No, I do like Star Wars, but it's not to that level for me. You know, like, it's not... something I would, like, be overly thrilled about. I lost my headphone again. Keep popping that out. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it wasn't overly thrilling for me, but then also, like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's like
But
I mean, like, not saying that you didn't have this experience either. But like for me, it's like in my family, I grew up with Star Wars in there. We had all the movies except for number 3, but we had all of them. We still have them on VHS.
so did we, yeah.
Like I said, I obviously you probably went through
I'm
the
not
same
saying
thing.
that out of,
Yeah.
like, so did we.
Yeah,
No.
hey, you're wrong. You lied.
No.
Your
Not.
point's invalid. But I grew up on the thing where my dad's like, yeah, I went and saw Star Wars when I was younger. I was blown away. I went with my friend. It was amazing. And then, of course, was it 99 was when Phantom Menace came out, right?
I think it was 2000, but yeah.
It was either
It was somewhere in there.
Phantom. I'm googling it right now. Menace. It came out 99, May 19th. So it came out in 99, and of course, I was alive then. I mean, I wasn't old enough to know.
We were 4.
Yeah, I was 4 or 5-ish, roughly. So it come. Yeah, I was 4.
You were 4.
No, I was
You were
3.
4. Yeah, because you were about to turn
Yeah, that
4.
was the year I turned 4, so that was like another month and 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, so I was 3 at the time, so I don't know what Star Wars is. I frankly don't care at that time. All I care about is there's food in front of me, I have toys, and I have awesome parents who were mean and gave me a sister. Kenna, if you ever listen to this, I love you very much. You're a great sister.
We love you.
Along with all my other sisters. I love you all equally. But anyways, all the rest of those rabbits. Anyways.
Stop. While you're ahead, just stop.
Family, it's just so many kids. But anyways, so then the second one came out, which I don't know when I'm not going to look for the date for those. The second one came out, and of course at the time I don't care still. And then it wasn't until the third one that I watched.
We were like 10 when that came out, I feel like, or
The third
11.
one?
Yeah.
The third one, yeah, 10 or 11. But my dad had been like, oh yeah, here's all the movies. He showed me like all the movies that we had, which I think was just 4, 5, and 6 at the time.
We had 4, 5, 6, 1, and 2. I'm trying to think back to what my dad did. I think when he heard that they were making number 3, he started showing us those.
Yeah, I don't think we had 1 or 2 yet. We might have gone in after, but I remember going to the theater to see number 3 with my dad. And at the time, I was like, oh my gosh, the best movie in the world. Nothing beats this. This beats Toy Story and Aladdin. Oh my gosh, every movie sucks. And then growing up, watching them again, it's like, okay, 3 was good, but it sucked. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't as bad as 1 and 2, but it's just one of those things.
It filled that void, though, between 2 and 4.
Yeah,
so.
It definitely did. And so then, of course, I was blessed to see Force Awakens 3 times, and it was so exciting, even though it was nothing how my dad wanted it to be, which he hasn't seen it yet. He had this whole different direction, which never know that could be the Han Solo Boba Fett one, because his whole theory was with Han Solo and Chewbacca and their meeting, which is partially true the way he had it. But
continuing.
Anyway, so like being blessed to see that 3 times, I mean, that was like, it was one of the greatest. I mean, it was great being a part of movie history, getting to see it in theaters opening night and then getting to see it twice more. I realized I only paid for that movie.
We saw it the night before opening night, but anyway.
Yeah, the premiere. But anyways, seeing it then and just being totally stoked. And even though it wasn't the best Star Wars in my opinion, it was top 3. It was great.
Yeah.
But I just realized I only paid to see Star Wars once, because your dad paid for the first ticket. Then I went with Ryan and Nathan. I paid for my ticket for that one. And then when I went with Donnie, the only way we could get because there were like 2 seats left, like 2 sections left that had 2 seats next, because all the other ones were just ones. The only way we could get the 2 seats next to each other, so we wouldn't get like split apart and stuff like that, was if we paid at the same time. So Donnie ended up paying for that, but I paid for pizza afterwards.
Right.
For him and his mom and I. So there was that. So I just realized I only paid for it once.
That's cool.
I spent $12.
I went to see it twice. I saw it twice because the first time I had just gotten my wisdom teeth out and was trying to eat a slushie with straws for chopsticks.
I remember that. You only went to see it just so you could eat a slushie, right? Is that the whole reason?
No, well, no. I wanted to see the movie. Okay, because here's my theory is, since we weren't born before the 1980s, you know, obviously, and so we were never part of the original, like, Star Wars generation. You know, we never were into that. And so, like, before, when it was first coming out. And so now, while we do have an appreciation for Star Wars, you know, as, you know, watching the older movies and then as the new ones come out, it's on a very different level than people that got to experience the first ones, like, way back, like, our parents. And people before them, obviously. But it's just, like, you know, we'll never appreciate it as much as someone like that, you know? And that's kind of where I'm at, too, is, like, I don't appreciate it as much as you do just because I'm not into that. I don't think about Star Wars on a daily basis. I'm not always tweeting about stuff. I'm not always finding video. That's just not my thing. But I do enjoy it. But then also, I wasn't born in the 80s or before the 80s. So I'm just like, you know.
Okay, this is totally unrelated. Do you want to hear something just really freaky?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know how the other day I had like no memory left on my laptop, so I went and get the memory card for 64 extra gigs. So when I had the memory card, like when I got it, well, give me a second, let me explain. So I got the memory card, and at that time my laptop had like 13 gigs on its own left. Suddenly, I'm looking at this now. I just opened up because I was like, man, this audio recording it's already at 79 megabytes, which is totally fine. So I was
Mine's at 91, so let's go with that.
Okay, close enough. 90, it's almost a gig. So I was just like, I wonder, will I be able to save this, or will I have to save it to the memory card? Like, what am I going to do? I open it up. I have 26 gigabytes free.
Yeah.
It's like, it doubled randomly.
Way to go, Apple.
So it's like...
That one's on Apple.
Yeah, the whole blue bar of other and the 63 gigs taken up is all Apple. And probably half of the 17 for apps.
Yep.
But it's just... my gosh. Yeah, I mean, some things just can't get away from them.
That's like my most irritating thing, though, is like even on my phone they have apps that I can't delete and they take up space, and I'm just like, why? Like, if I don't use it, then I don't want it. Therefore, take it off my phone.
The memory card too I have is only good for audio, video, and photos, which is perfect for me being a design student for like the photos, and
it works for you, but it's not functional for a lot of other people. So.
Well, I mean, like, because it's good for me for photos, and then also for any video, because I know I think I have to take like some animation type of class or video production, and so it works perfectly, but at the same time I can't save anything else to it. So it's like the other day I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can get back this one game I have and put it on that, and it was like, oh nope, can't open it from there. So I was just like, but it's all well. I mean, I'm going to be starting looking at like an external hard drive probably during the summer and seeing how much a terabyte costs, because I heard that terabytes are actually not super expensive. It depends where you get them. They can be somewhat inexpensive. Definitely. I mean, they're still probably over $50. But like a terabyte, I'm never going to use up a terabyte. Because that's like...
I feel like my dad would have some information on that kind of stuff, because that's what he used to do.
I think a terabyte, I can't remember exactly. I think it's like 1,000 gigs.
Something like that.
It's huge.
It is huge, yeah. I just can't remember exactly what the numbers are.
I saw this whole infographic about like the different byte sizes, and I think it was like a gigabyte can hold the entire Library of Congress like 5 times or something. It could have been the next highest one, or it could have been a terabyte. I don't know.
My dad like explained it to us at one point, because I think it was when I first got my iPhone, and it had gigabytes of data or memory, whatever. And he was like had to explain to me, okay, this is how much this is blah blah blah. So I used to only get 200 megs a month to like for my data usage. I know it's not like memory, but like data usage. So he had to explain to me like how many like go into whatever, but yeah. Which now I think I have way more megs a month, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, it's just so dumb sometimes how much like Apple's just like, oh yeah, you have all this space, but we're gonna take up 100 of your 120 for whatever, and you can't do anything about it.
They get so many complaints about that too. Like, I've seen so many people just like say stuff like, I wish Apple would just get rid of it if they like make it deletable, They're like, oh, it comes with this. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want that, so take it off.
I mean, just because of the whole, like, however many gigs that I was freaking out about last week. I mean, I had to delete every song on my computer, every photo on my computer to open up 2 gigs. And it still took up almost everything else. Just that blue bar.
I know. I've been trying to go through and delete music too. And, I mean, my pictures, I have pictures back until, like, I want to say when I first got this laptop, it was right before I went on intercession for Guatemala the first time. So that was junior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
I have pictures, like, back. No, I have pictures from Puerto Rico.
Dang.
Yeah, that was sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since then, every time I, like, sync my phone, like, to plug it in and, like, do anything, it takes all my photos off my phone, takes all my photos. It's just, you know, I have a bazillion photos, and I mean, as much as I'd love to hang on to them, the great one of D-Mac and Ron in Puerto Rico. But anyway, yeah, that's for another time. It's just like,
Next
dude,
week.
I have way too much stuff. Yeah,
Next week on the long distance
there's way too
chat.
much stuff, and I'm just like, I don't want to go through and, like, delete everything, you know, like, just blah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like a slight hoarder when it comes to pictures and stuff. I'm like, what if but I like that picture. I don't want to delete that. Yeah, it's a problem.
I'm definitely the same on that. I mean, I'm not to probably your extent of hoarding on pictures, but I love photography and pictures. I mean, even the crap ones I have, I'm just like, yeah, I can hold on to that one. Right?
I still, do you remember when I used to let Emily run around with my phone and take pictures?
Yes.
I still have all those pictures.
Oh my gosh, Emily was like.
She was like 5.
Oh no, she was
4,
like 6. Maybe. Oh, if she was 4, she would not be at SCS.
No, you're right. She was 6.
She would have to be at least 6.
That's right. She's 9 now. Jeez. Yeah. No, she was like 6.
Yeah.
That was your senior year.
Yeah. So then she would be roughly 6.
Yeah. Anyway, I still have all those pictures. They're all like half blurry, like pictures of her like trying to do selfie, but it's like the phone was like flat, so I had like half her head in the picture.
Imagine that, but moving. That's every Skype call I make to Emily. It's just she'll literally she'll take the tablet that she's using, which is usually my dad's tablet, and she'll put it on the pull out couch thing in the office playroom. Where the TV is. She'll put it on top of that. She'll sit on her knees on the floor and kind of stick her head over it. So it's only half of her head showing. And the best one ever, I mean, this is tough just from audio recording, it's going to be tough, but to visualize. But what she did this one time, she was explaining some story about Dad. Apparently, in her mind, she thought Dad was getting fired from somewhere, or Dad quit his job.
That's right.
Somewhere.
I remember you told me about this.
Yeah, and so what happened was she was like zooming in. She's like, Dad, and like her whole like half of her face is on there because like it was cutting off the top and bottom half of her face. She's like, Dad, called his boss. I'm just like, okay, Emily, go on. He called his boss, and Dad yelled at him. I'm just like, okay, and she's like. And I don't know if Dad has a job. I'm like, well, Dad has like 10 jobs, Emily. So you had to be which job? And then she explained it. I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to talk to Dad because I don't know. I mean, it's the way, our dad yelling at his boss, that sounds completely reasonable. He's done that before. Yeah. One time. So it's like, it totally sounds like Dad. And he totally gets frustrated over the littlest thing. So it's like, when I talked to him, he's like, oh, no. He yelled at me about something, and we resolved it later. It was, like, really stupid, like, issue that wasn't even my fault. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, no. It's fine. It was just the whole thing of Emily, like, moving her head. Like, Dad said, okay, what did he say, Emily? He said, spit it out, Em.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm, like, digging through my pictures to try to find that. Except I have so many just random pictures. Mm-hmm. I have the one of Daniel in his upright base when he got that. Daniel Coleman.
Oh, Coleman. I was going to say D-Mac didn't have anything. Yeah.
I have a picture of Mel with Emily on her back.
Mel?
Melanie Toski.
Oh, okay. The first, right when you said Mel, the first thing that came up was this guy who used to play piano back in like the 90s, early 2000s at my church who died of cancer like 10 years ago.
No, Melanie Toski.
And then I thought of one of my former babysitters when I was like 5.
Yeah.
I think she's getting married.
That's... There we go. I have a picture of your dad too that she took. It's hilarious. I'm gonna send you these just so you can see them.
So Donnie ordered pizza and he has like the weirdest side ever. What is that?
It's garlic knots.
What is
Garlic
it?
knots? Can I
It's
try
like
one?
pretzel with garlic.
What? You never had garlic knots before?
I never order Pizza Hut. I'll just take the closest one.
Your sister takes like the worst pictures of me, but they're so sweet because they're the pictures that she took.
Oh, God.
It's like a pretzel, but with like garlic, right?
Sure. We'll go with that, Rachel.
That's what it sounds like.
It's like imagine a pizza crust that's stuffed with cheese, but is like loaded with garlic on top.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I've never had one because my family never orders Pizza Hut. I think the last time I had Pizza Hut, like, that I can remember of, was 5th grade.
These are new to the menu, but there are some Italian restaurants that.
Yeah, I'm just saying in general Pizza Hut. Because in 5th grade, we had like this whole competition between the 2 5th grade classes about reading, and the top 2 who read the most books or had the most accelerated reader points or whatever got a pizza, pretty much a pizza date with the teachers, the 5th grade teachers. And so me and Sean Raby, we both got it, and we had a pizza eat off just between the 2 of us, and I beat him in terms of technicalities. Because it was kind of the point system was a little interesting. I can't remember the point system, but all I know is I won. But that was the last time I had pizza that I can remember. But since then, I've always had Winco, Little Caesars, Papa John's, Papa Murphy's, and Domino's. And then, of course, the local Rosas and various places that have pizza. Never Pizza Hut.
Yep.
I think it's because Pizza Hut was always... Oh, nope. Shoot. Donnie, what year did the Giants beat the Patriots the first time? Do you remember?
I want to say 2008.
2008? Okay, then that was the last time I had Pizza Hut. Because I remember watching the Super Bowl, and my parents were like, what should we do for food? And I remember seeing a Pizza Hut commercial where it's like, they had the Super Bowl sale going on or something. And you could get any two toppings for $5 or something or $8. And so we took advantage of that deal. So that was the last time I had Pizza Hut.
So I just sent you like a bazillion pictures, but those are all the ones that Emily ever took on my phone.
Gosh, you're going to take up all my space on my computer. All my
Oh my
26.
Oh my
Donnie,
God, just delete them all when you're done.
So you know how my computer had like 13 gigs of space?
Yeah.
I randomly opened it up to see how much space I had on there, not counting the memory card, and it bumped me up to 26. I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, nothing's sending. I can't see anything.
Well, it's still sending because there's a bazillion.
Gosh, I'm never gonna get through these. Do you think?
Back with my long dark hair. It's so pretty. I'm gonna grow it out like that again.